Good afternoon, folks. Taylor Hodges here with Mississippi State on SI for today's Daily Bark. And I figured today, with not much going on, would be a good time to start getting into some of the nitty gritty details uh, with the Mississippi State football team. As we get, I think we're 17 days away from the first game against Southern Miss right now. So we'll start getting into it, and I figured a good way to do that would be to just kind of go position by position and talk about what I think the official depth chart is going to look like that first week against Southern Miss. There's a big caveat to this that 80% of the roster is full of first and second year players, which means there's a lot of new faces, new players, new coaches, even. And there's a lot of positions where there's a lot of uncertainty. And some of those positions will be of more interest, more intriguing than others. And then, of course, other positions have multiple starters, like cornerback, receiver. Others will be like a rotation based thing, like running backs. And then, but there are a couple positions that have a clear, unquestioned, defined starter. And we're going to start with the most obvious and easiest of those today, and that is the quarterback. Now, Blake Shapen is the unquestioned starter. He everybody refers to him as there's no even question. We don't even need to talk about it. He's number one. The official depth chart that first week, unless he's injured or gets hurt here in the preseason, it will have a one period space Blake Shapen. That's what is going to happen. The who the backup quarterback is where the interest or intrigue comes into with the quarterback position. Now, there's two candidates in my opinion, and it's Luke Kromenhoek or Kamario Taylor. Now, Kromenhoek is the sophomore transfer from Florida State, and then Kamario is a true freshman from Mississippi, uh, and it was the highest rated quarterback out of high school that Mississippi State has ever signed. Who ends up being number two, I think is truly going to be based on the situation in which they would be called upon, or in which case Blake Shapen's coming out of the game and is needs to be replaced for whatever reason. Um, and the difference being, I think Kromenhoek might be a little more polished. Um, he has a season under of experience, um, albeit at Florida State. And then Kamario is a true freshman, and it's. I was thinking about it earlier, and without doing any research or any looking it up or anything, I can't think of a true freshman that's come in and like had like great success in his true freshman season at quarterback. So don't mention Herschel Walker, but yeah. So I think if the situation is mid game injury, Blake gets hurt, whatever has to come out. I think it's going to be Kromenhoek that goes in. If it's a injury that happens maybe late in the game or whatever, and it ends up being like a season-ending injury, and the Bulldogs have enough time to prepare Kamario Taylor, I think there's a chance we could see him similar to how we saw Michael Van Buren uh, last year come in when Blake Shapen got hurt. Then, as for Kamario Taylor himself, I will say that I've been to two of the practices that have been open to the media, and he's very noticeable. Um, a green number one jersey is always going to be pretty noticeable amongst the sea of maroon and white. But watching him throw, you can see that he has the arm talent to be successful. Now, online, I see comparisons to like Cam Newton. He has the body that would make you think that, and seeing him in person, you can see how he could end up being like that. But and let me just jump in here real quick and say that I don't I don't think Ricky Johnson was wrong. I can see Kamari Taylor winning a Heisman in the next few years. I'm just saying right now, let's maybe not start comparing him to one of the greatest single season college football players of all time. Um, so yeah, there is a fourth quarterback on the roster for Mississippi State. That's Parker Puckett. He is also a true freshman from Jackson Prep, which is about 20 minutes that way from where I am right now. Um, I'd be surprised if he doesn't end up with a red shirt at this season. So he'll be down at the bottom of the depth chart, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, number four quarterback on an SEC team is what, number two on a MAC school, maybe something like that. So that's not a bad thing. It's just the situation he's in. All right, so that's going to do it for today's episode of the Daily Bark. We'll be back probably tomorrow, and we'll talk about another position. We'll try and do one that has a little more to talk about, a little more intrigue into who is going to be the first players on the field. Uh, I will say it's not going to be the offensive line or the defensive line because I'm not going to touch either of those positions until I absolutely have to. So that's it for today. I hope everybody has a good rest of your day, or if you're watching this later tonight, hope you had a great day and have a great day tomorrow. I'll catch y'all later.